The atmosphere at T-Mobile Park tonight is truly amazing, filled with an energy that's hard to put into words. The stadium lights are shining bright, lighting up thousands of faces full of hope and excitement. In every corner, you can hear cheers, laughter, and even whispered prayers from fans who have been waiting for this moment for years. 24 years of hope, joy, and heartbreak. It all comes down to one big night. Fans, both longtime loyal ones and new ones, have gathered with one goal: to see history made right before their eyes. This isn't just any game, this is Game 5, the deciding match that will determine who moves on to the next round. The Mariners and the Tigers, two teams equally hungry for a win, are ready to battle it out on the green field that has seen all their hard work. For Seattle, tonight is a golden chance to break a long curse and finally return to the ALCS, something they've dreamed of since 2001. The Mariners players look super focused, knowing how much this game means, not just for them, but for the whole city. Meanwhile, the Tigers come in with burning passion, carrying the pain of last year's playoff loss. They are determined to turn things around and write their own story. Every player, every coach, and every Tigers fan knows that tonight is a second chance they can't waste. Not a single seat is empty tonight. Every part of the stadium is packed with fans holding their breath, waiting for every pitch, every hit, and every moment that could change everything. The tension is thick in the air, as if the whole city of Seattle is vibrating with the heartbeats of the players on the field. Two teams, one game, and a city holding its breath together. Outside the stadium, millions of eyes are also glued to their screens, hoping and praying for the best outcome. This is the night where dreams can come true, or turn into bitter memories. The stage is set for a classic baseball game that will be remembered forever. All the preparations are done, the players are ready, and the fans are waiting with great hope. This is it, the night where history will be written, and only one team will come out as the winner. The game that night kicked off with a super exciting showdown between two of the best pitchers around, Tarik Skubal from the Detroit Tigers and George Kirby from the Seattle Mariners. Both of these pitchers are known for how fast and accurate they throw, and right from the first inning, you could feel the intense energy in the stadium. Every single pitch felt like a mental battle, not just a physical one, as these two ace pitchers tried to outsmart each other. Skubal was amazing that night, really showing everyone why he's an ace. He struck out 7 Mariners batters in a row, which is super rare in the playoffs. Every strikeout got a huge cheer from the crowd, and the scoreboard kept adding Ks next to his name. This record really boosted the Detroit team's confidence, as they hoped Skubal could keep up the great work. But Seattle wasn't just sitting around. In the next inning, Josh Naylor broke the tie with a strong double hit to right field. He slid right into second base, which really got his teammates fired up. And he didn't stop there. Naylor cleverly stole third base, taking advantage of a small mistake from Detroit's defense. Mitch Garver made the most of that golden chance, hitting the ball far enough for a sacrifice fly. Naylor ran fast from third base and scored the first run for the Mariners, making the Seattle fans cheer loudly. This 1-0 score felt super important in such a tight pitching duel. George Kirby wasn't going to lose this battle. He was super focused, matching Skubal's intensity by shutting down the Tigers' batters. Throughout the game, Kirby only allowed 3 clean hits, making Detroit frustrated and keeping the Mariners in the lead. Every out he got put more and more pressure on the other team. Just one run felt huge that night, because both star pitchers really refused to give up. Every inning was super tense, with both players and fans holding their breath, waiting to see who would make a mistake first. The tension really ramped up as the game got to the middle innings. Seattle held on to a slim 1-0 lead, and every pitch, every play, felt super important. Fans in the stadium and at home waited to see if this pitching showdown would end with a surprise, or if it would stay a fierce battle until the very end. The Mariners' small lead held up until the 6th inning, when the Tigers started to show signs of fighting back. For the first 5 innings, the Mariners seemed to be in control, with strong defense and steady pitching. But the pressure started to build when the Seattle bullpen was called in to protect that slim lead. Each pitch felt heavier, and the players on the field started to look a little tense. The crowd in the stadium also began to get restless, realizing that the momentum could change at any moment. In the middle of that pressure, Javier Baez stepped up and made a difference. With a powerful swing, Baez hit a double to center field, making the Tigers fans cheer. This hit not only put a runner in scoring position, but it also brought the Detroit team back to life after they had seemed a bit down. Baez, with a determined look on his face, stood on second base, signaling that the Tigers weren't giving up yet. Not long after, Kerry Carpenter came to the plate in a really important moment. The Tigers manager trusted him with this tough situation, and Carpenter paid back that trust perfectly. With one strong swing, the ball flew far over the fence, hitting a 2-run home run that completely changed the mood in the stadium. The cheers of the Tigers fans echoed, while the Mariners stood silently watching the ball disappear into the distance. In a flash, Detroit took a 2-1 lead. The score on the board changed, and the atmosphere in the stadium turned around. The Mariners fans, who had been full of hope, were now quiet, while Tigers fans celebrated the lead their team had just earned. The Tigers' dugout exploded with cheers and hugs. The players encouraged each other, knowing that the momentum was now on their side. Every player on the bench looked excited, believing they could keep this rally going. Meanwhile, the Mariners looked surprised and a little lost. Their manager quickly gathered the team, trying to calm and motivate the players so they wouldn't get too caught up in the pressure. The infielders talked things over, trying to figure out how to turn things around. The pressure was now completely on the Mariners. Every at-bat from here on out was super important. The Seattle players had to find a way to fight back, while the fans held their breath, hoping their favorite team could bounce back from this tough spot. Will they be able to turn the momentum around, or will Detroit's rally be the big turning point? The energy of the game had completely shifted to Detroit. The Mariners now had to dig deep, find answers and new spirit to stay in the competition. This was the deciding moment. Would they be able to handle the pressure, or would the Tigers keep pushing forward? Down 2-1 in the 7th inning, Seattle's season was hanging by a thread. Jorge Polanco got a walk, and on his birthday, Leo Rivas came through with a big single. Polanco raced home, tying the game and bringing the crowd back to life. Rivas's hit was a lifesaver, bringing back hope and belief in the stands. The Mariners had answered the Tigers' punch with one of their own. The score was tied, and the tension was back. Both teams had shown how tough they were, and the game was now a battle of wills. The last inning promised drama. The city of Seattle came alive again. This game was far from over. Tied at 2-2, the game went into extra innings, a real grind. Every pitch, every play, felt like it could end the whole season. Both bullpens were super tough, with relief pitchers putting out every fire. Chances to score came and went, stopped by amazing pitches and great defense. The fans were tired but wouldn't give up, living and dying with every moment. The marathon kept going, each inning more nerve-wracking than the last. The question was, who would finally come out on top? By the 14th inning, this was the longest winner-take-all playoff game in MLB history. Managers were emptying their bullpens, even bringing in starting pitchers as relievers. Tiredness was setting in, but the excitement never stopped. Every at-bat was a battle. The crowd, now part of the story, cheered with every Mariners chance and held their breath with every Tigers threat. Both players and fans were running on adrenaline and hope. The game had become a test of willpower and heart. All that was left was one amazing moment to decide it. The 15th inning rolled around, and the Mariners could feel their moment coming. J.P. Crawford got a walk. Julio Rodriguez hit a single. 2 runners on base, no outs. A perfect bunt moved both runners into scoring position. The Tigers then purposefully walked the next batter, loading up all the bases. The stadium turned into a loud pot of noise and excitement. 1 out, bases full, the season on the line. Every fan was standing, hearts pounding hard. The dream was right there, within reach. Jorge Polanco, who hadn't gotten a hit all night, stepped up with the game on the line. He ignored the pressure, focusing on the moment. On a fastball, he drilled a single right through the infield. J.P. Crawford sprinted home, no play at the plate. The Mariners won the game, 3-2. Polanco, from goat to hero, was mobbed by his teammates. The stadium exploded with joy and relief. After years of heartbreak, Seattle had its moment. Polanco's redemption was complete. The Mariners were heading to the ALCS. The dry spell is over. Seattle is heading to the ALCS for the first time in 24 years. Fans cried, hugged, and cheered for a win that was decades in the making. The Mariners will now face the Blue Jays, their World Series dream still alive. For Detroit, it was another heartbreak, but their future still looks bright. As the city buzzes with hope, the Mariners get ready for their next challenge. 4 more wins to the World Series, Seattle finally believes. That dream is no longer far away, it's right in front of them.